What is up, everyone? DJ Nubis here with you on the Meltdown Radio podcast with another episode of Species Spotlight. Within the tarantula hobby, where I go and I talk a little bit about spiders, tarantulas that I have in my own hobby. Give you a little bit of insight on the type of species they are. Also, just some videos that we will watch from other a long time hobbyists and caregivers of tarantulas and stuff like that, and give you a little bit of information on the type of species that I keep in my own collection. Now, the one I'm talking about today, of course, is the electric blue earth tiger. Basically, the scientific name is the Chileobrachys natacharium, and I know I probably destroyed that last part, but scientific names are very tough. But obviously, electric blue earth tiger, it's a fossorial, semi-arboreal type of spider, old world, native out of Thailand. Most tarantulas, it will grow. Females will live about 12 to 15 years, while males 3 to 4 years. This is an advanced species of tarantula, so if you're in the hobby, this is not one you would try to get right away until you've gotten a little more familiar with, either transporting them from one enclosure to another. I would never suggest or advise handling any tarantulas, even if they're just New World species. This one does not kick hair since it's an old world, but it does have a very strong venom that can make you very sick. The one I have, unfortunately, is a spiderling, so you're not going to see much from that, so I'm not going to worry about showing you its little enclosure. It's just not worth it, really, in terms of seeing some of the beauty of the color. But this was one that I'd seen a while back through Dave's Little Beasties, and I've got a video for him where he's actually transporting a female from one enclosure to another. But the way the colors, obviously it's just very, very cool. The blue is just so awesome looking. But it's kind of funny with most of your more exotic looking tarantulas, they tend to be the ones you really shouldn't be messing with that much, whereas more of the new worlds are just kind of like your standard colors and stuff like that. But let's go ahead and check out this video from Dave's Little Beasties. Obviously, he's going to be transporting his female electric blue to another enclosure, and you'll kind of see when it comes to tarantulas in general that they can be very defensive. This one has a very big defensive mechanism, is not afraid to bite you in defense. Like, they will never get aggressive to the point to actually hurt you or try to kill you, but they will defend themselves when necessary. And of course, unlike the new worlds, these do not kick hairs. Everything is within the fangs. The venom itself is its biggest weapon, so obviously don't want to get bit. But let's go ahead and watch what Dave's got to say and the information he's going to give us on the Chileobrachys natacharium.
Hello guys, welcome back to the Beastie Room. We're going to have another rehouse today of a spider that is quite fiery at the best of times.
Now, I will say, looking at his enclosure for this one, even though it's fossorial and semi-arboreal, his old enclosure that he's going to take the electric blue out of has the open doors on the front. That's what I like using because I want to have as much access to the enclosure as I can get. This particular one he has is just from the top. So even though Dave has like 30 something plus years of experience with handling tarantulas and stuff like that, he is way braver than I am when it comes to like certain species and how in the enclosures you put them in. They're very nice enclosures. It's just that I'm still I've only been in the hobby now again for about 4 years. So despite my fact that I'm better at, transporting them and from one enclosure to another, I like as much access as I can get without running into any problems where I'm going to maybe get bit or the tarantula might start springing away and running. So,
and it should be, really, shouldn't it? It's from the Chileobrachys family, and most of these Asian spiders are quite fiery in their disposition. Now this one here is the Chilobrachys nata, I can never say this so I have to read it, natanacharium. Let's have a look at her. So she is in here. Now this spider...
Yeah, see that one there has the front doors and the top that will open. So this is the way that I like to go with my enclosures. Now, some of my arboreal enclosures aren't like this, so I usually leave those for the New World spiders that I don't have to worry about. Even if it bites me, it's it's just gonna be like a bee sting or whatever. But when it comes to my old worlds, I try my best to keep them in enclosures that are like this. Now, granted, when they're smaller, they're just in different types of things. So, like, I'll show you this here. This is one that I had my feather leg, which I recently moved over to a larger enclosure. But it has both a top and a front. So even for a small one, like a juvie and a sling when I got it, I tried to keep it as much access to getting to the tarantula, or having to make sure that I don't have to worry about it running on me and flinging out of there. So
I came in some time ago now, and it was said to have been paired, so we left her in here just doing her own thing, and hoping that maybe something was going to come of it, but nothing has. And I'm not sure whether... We've just had a little look. It doesn't appear to be an egg sac or anything, because she has disappeared. She doesn't come out very often at all.
So what do you mean about the webbing?
Yeah, they do some serious webbing. So in this situation, we've got a spider that is quite the handful. It's quite a fiery spider. They're very quick to defend themselves, and they're very quick in general. And as we know, all of the pretty much all of the Asian spiders are more than happy to defend themselves. So we have to treat them with some respect. Now she is actually down in the back here.
see, I would not be using my fingers in this case. Now, granted, again, Dave is very familiar with the habits and temperaments of these tarantulas that he deals with, and again, his experience is bar none. And yeah, his slogan is always like, be calm, be gentle, love your spiders. And he's right. He's had spiders before that kind of run up on his arm or whatever, and that he doesn't, freak out or anything like that, which is smart. You don't want to, for the safety of the tarantula as well as for himself, you don't want to like get, fearful and then have it bite you. Some people probably handle these tarantulas like they do some of the other old world species I've seen. People hold OBTs, like, it's just not something I would do or even advise. And even Dave does not. He's one that says, don't handle these spiders no matter what world they are in, just because they don't, again, as I've said before, they don't have any emotional ties to you. They can probably, they are like other animals, they have their own unique attitudes and whatnot. So, one spider to the next can behave in a certain way, but at the end of the day is you just don't want to take the chance of either being bitten or have the spider get hurt in some way where it falls. Like, it's not something I endorse. But I'm not going to tell other hobbyists how to handle their spiders or how they deal with them. It's just, that's my personal preference and my recommendations to you. Now, in this case, again, I would probably have like tongs or something trying to pull this out, like this bark. But Dave, he feels confident enough that he can do this and not run into any problems with the spider.
Is there a tunnel here? So how do you know?
Right, we know that she's under there. If I can pull this round, I can try and show you a couple of crickets there. I'll tell you what, I'm going to get rid of this one. I'll move this one out of the way, and then we can get this one on the go.
Those things can get
That was
fucking
on there
heavy
tight, wasn't it?
after you put all that dirt in there and these enclosures, dude. I got some ones that are like this long, like sort of like this one up here, but bigger. And I'll tell you, it's like fucking heavy once you get that soil in there and stuff like that. It's crazy.
Right, so we know that she is under there. So what we do is we take out everything that isn't necessary in this enclosure.
How do you know there isn't?
Well, we've got web in here, but this is on the floor, you see, and this is the back entrance to where her home is. So she is actually underneath this piece here. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we are going to pull this piece of wood back. Now she is directly under here, so we need to pull it from this front edge backwards. We don't want this bit lifting up. So what we can do now, we use two hands. Notice we haven't got our catch cup here at the minute, so we're hoping that she's going to stay put. We're putting a bit of pressure on the back of the log. And you notice there on
Sometimes I wonder if Dave has like the most polite spiders. I only say this because a lot of times when I'm watching his videos and he's doing stuff like this, it's just funny to me because whenever I go to do rehousing, dude, my tarantulas get skitty. Like they just skitterish motherfuckers, and they go and they like if I was doing this with one of my tarantulas, no matter which type of species it is, it would already be running out, be like, oh, you're bothering me. So he runs out, and then I have to like chase it down with my catch cup. But it just cracks me up because he does this crap all the time, and these tarantulas just like chill. They're just like chill. What's up, dude? Chill. It's insane. I don't know how he gets so lucky with that.
lifting it up. Now we need to be able to see. Right, there you go. Look, she's had a little go. We can get our finger in here. We don't want to drop this log.
Yeah, you can see she's tagging
There
it.
she is. So what we're going to do now is we are going to break this piece of web off.
There's the leg.
She's on her back.
We can't see.
You will in time. There she is. There you go. So we've taken our log out, and there she is on her back. Not in the best of moods. There you go.
Does that mean she's possibly molting, or is she just...
No. This is, she felt the everything from above. So she's got herself in the best way to defend herself. She's too cheesed off to be able to do anything. And what we can do now is we need to be able to catch cup her. So the easiest system we can use for this is if we come round here, so you're in the front, you can see. You see through there?
Not amazingly, but it's with...
You've got a decent picture, you can see what we're doing. Yeah? Can you do that? Right, so the easiest way we can do this now is we want to put our catch cup over. The important thing is when we put, if we look here, when we put our catch cup down, we need to make sure that the floor is in contact with the sides of our box. If there's any gaps, there's a chance she could come out. 9 times out of 10, if there's a gap here, she will come out and come.
Yeah, that's the thing. So even like when you're sliding your lid under to a tarantula, you don't want to hurt the tarantula, but at the same time, like you have to be kind of firm because these spiders, despite their size, are very strong, and they can burst out. Like they could literally just burst out. But that's not even just them trying to bite you or anything. Like they are fast and they move and they're strong. So when you watch him do this, just make sure you're understanding that when he's telling you to make sure that you've got the tarantula covered, that when you go to put your lid underneath, because you got to kind of scoot the tarantula into the cup without hurting its legs, or to get its legs caught or anything like that. So, but leaving any kind of gap means it can just no matter how small, it will try to like fly through there and get out.
Up the side of the box where your hand is. So you need to be aware. Try and keep your box over so that she cannot do that. Right, if you've got a good view, I would have said, are you okay there?
You get yourself because.
All right, so here we go. So we're going to put this literally over the top now. Be aware that she might decide to jump up. There you go. She's just bit the box. You can hear that. So we've now got her in there. So what we're going to do now, with our paintbrush, we are going to move her. There you go. Now we've got her the right way up. So now we've got her the right way up, we can get our lid underneath the box. You see? We're lifting the box up using the lid, and she's in. As simple as that. Just be aware, these are very, very strong spiders. Yeah, so make sure.
He's touching the feet like I know the tarantula can't like bite him from that angle because of the box, but like I'm just like I'd be using my brush or something to try to get its foot inside, like, but he's just poking his finger in there, and I'm like, oh, dude, what are you doing?
That you're super aware, and you get that lid clipped down.
And you know, the thing is too, like this tarantula was a little bit feisty, and it's going to get feistier, you'll see, but for the most part right now it's just very chill. Like, you know, he moves its foot and it just raises its foot, like it's and that takes away a lot of the fear that people have of tarantulas and spiders in general, is that most of the time they don't want to really engage with humans. They don't want to really worry about trying to bite you or defend themselves. It's like it's really kind of a last resort type thing, and as they get more and more agitated, because you can really agitate a tarantula to the point that it's like really gets pissed off. Now some species like the orange baboon, the OBT, they're just super spicy, so sometimes just walking by their enclosures will set them off, because they're like, oh, somebody's around here, no, you know, they'll fling up and try to like give you the defensive pose. But most time they just, like, even my other OBT that passed away recently, the male, like he used to just want to like run away. He never really wanted to get nasty or anything like that. So some of them just would rather run than try to like worry about fighting or biting.
Before you take all the pressure off, so she's in there now. Let's put her down. Get rid of this. So she's molted out in there, so we know she is no longer viable to produce. As you can see, she's a wonderful big spider.
Well, we can't see, Dave.
You're going to in a moment, my dear. Patience is a virtue. Right, so what we're going to do, if you like to come around here,
camera lady getting feisty,
get a lovely view. She's quite the heavy thing.
That's a huge.
So what we're going to do, we are going to put her on here.
Now you see, because this new enclosure, it's only a top level thing. So again, for me, if I'm doing this, I'd rather have the other type of enclosure so that I can like close the top and then go through the doors and then try to let the spider out, so that even if it runs towards the back, it's not going to get out the top. Now, if you ever get a chance, go check out Dave's video on his Balfouri when he gets his like big order from somebody, like 30 something spiders. They're constantly running out of his big enclosure that he's trying to move them into, and he just does not panic, dude. Like, I'd be like, now granted, he's got like a big ass room for these tarantulas, so like I'm sure it's sealed off in a pretty good way. For me, I could not take that risk. I just don't have the ability to lock them down. I do have a small mud room, but man, trying to catch all those tarantulas that he had, like the Balfour, would have been nuts.
And we're going to unclip the lid. Hopefully, she'll stay on the lid.
Yeah, and see, again, she's just chill. Like, if I tried to do that with one of mine, it doesn't matter what species I have, they get very not so much agitated, just they'd already be trying to run outside of the enclosure or into one of the cubby holes, which obviously, if this tarantula decided to run, you would hope it would just run into the hide and just go hide away and be there. But again, whatever Dave does that keeps these tarantulas chill. I don't know if he's giving like tarantula pot or something so that they're just like relaxed. But eventually this one does kind of get a little bit defensive, but again, it's just the type of species that it is as well. But just for the most part right now, it's not worrying about running or getting too angry right now.
Once we get that leg off, there we go. There we go. And then now we can maneuver. We don't want it to run. We'll do this nice and gently. You see how we just tilt it away?
It wants to keep attached.
And we can just get them legs off. Very careful. You have to be very careful when you take these legs off. Well, there you go. Look at that. You see there? She sort of fell slightly sideways. I'm going to turn this round. And now you'll see that full-on, beautiful fret display. Look at that. That is absolutely stunning. And this is...
Yeah, it's crazy too, because sometimes, even when my OBT did a threat pros, it would stay like that for almost like 5 minutes. Like it wouldn't even leave. Like it wouldn't relax until after a couple of minutes or so. And this one, you know, again, doesn't relax. It just sits there and waits in case that, you know, it feels like Dave's going to keep messing with it, which at this point he's not. He's just kind of looking at it. And, you know, just look at the colors, man. It's so gorgeous. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous looking tarantula. And it's amazing the colorations that some of these tarantulas have.
Is one of the things that people really get excited about, and that is just an absolutely gorgeous shot there. What I'm going to do is we're going to see if we can get some light on her. Look at that. That will make a lovely thumbnail. Right then, so you can see there how they get their name, the electric blue. Now you can see there's real blue in the lower part of the legs. Down here it's really blue, and then you got almost like a violet on the elbows there. Mm-hmm. Violet on the front of the fangs there. You can see these guys are very happy to defend themselves. So hopefully she will settle down and make herself at home and get herself sorted out. Now these guys, as you know, they come from Thailand, so we are talking hot and humid, and they like it up around about the 80% humidity. There is no problem for these guys at all.
So there you go. A little bit of information on the electric blue tarantula. And yeah, just, you know, mine's a spiraling right now, but I'm anxious and happy when it gets older and I can start showing pictures and videos of it. But incredible looking spider. It's fun to have one in my collection. Hopefully as a spiraling, it makes it through its juvie stage and everything, because sometimes you can't guarantee that. But obviously recently I moved my feather leg into this one here. I'll be showing some videos of that once it starts getting settled in and starts webbing up and stuff and being ready. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. If you're into the hobby, do you have one of these species in your collection, and how do you like it? What have you done with your own setups? Hit like and subscribe, and appreciate the support as always. And I'll see you next time on the Mealtime Radio Podcast.
You fucking